Hey guys, it is Tanya. I'm coming to you today with another video. This video is going to be a little bit sad for me, but not bad. It's good. People have asked me about it, and so I wanted to share with you some of the things that I miss about Israel. We have been in the States now about 10 months. We left Israel last October of 2015, and I have still not uploaded all the footage from that period of time. I know. It's coming. It's been kind of hard. Honestly, I think I've avoided interacting with that footage, though it's still clogging up my computer because I just don't want to watch it. But I will. I'm almost there. We've been in the States now for 10 months. If you have forgotten or if you don't know, I'll give you a little bit of our story. So we came back to the States in October for Eric to start or to continue his ordination process to become an Anglican priest. We landed in Iowa and stayed with Eric's uncle for about 5 months, and then determined during that time that we would be moving to Austin, Texas. So when we left Des Moines, which is where we were in Iowa, I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. The kids and I did, and we moved in with my dad and stepmom. And Eric came on down to Austin, and he started looking for work and a place to stay. He was here for 3 months while we were in Tulsa with my family. And after 3 months' time, a wonderful couple in the congregation that we are part of here in Austin invited us to come and stay with them so that we wouldn't have to be separated any longer, but could all be together. What I want to talk to you guys about is the things that I miss about Israel. And I will say that I love being back in the States. I appreciate my home country. I'm enjoying it. But I really, really do miss Israel a lot. We've been in Austin now about 2 months, and I have seen a cross section of the country, just right through the middle, being here and being in Iowa and then Oklahoma and now Texas, and traveling out to different places since we've been back. We've gone to California, we've gone to Georgia. And we've really gotten to mix it up since we've been back. But I still miss Jerusalem. So some of the things I miss are quite trivial, but still important to me. And some of the things I miss are very deep, and I hold them in my heart. And the missing of those is even greater. So let's get started. I miss freepik juice. Israel has this juice that they make. They have a nectar almost. The brand is called freepik, but that's not the only brand. There are several brands, and these juices are like rich, thick, and just they have mango nectar, peach nectar, apple banana, just all these combinations. Maybe it's banana strawberry. I don't know. Anyway, the juices are good. They are good, and they don't only have juices. They also have drinks like mint lemonade, mint tea lemon, limonana it's called in Hebrew. I'm trying to think, what is that in English? Limonana? Lemon and mint, like a lemon and mint drink. Just all kinds of really, really delicious drinks that I can't find here. I miss the juice. I miss freepik. I miss the cottage cheese, y'all. I can tear up some Israeli cottage cheese. It is so good. I never ate cottage cheese when I lived in America. I was like, that is nasty. It's just water and chunks of curdy cheese bits, and not eating that. It was just, I just couldn't stand it. I went to Israel and was like, what is this? This is creamy, and the bits of curd are nice and smooth, and oh my gosh. Israeli cottage cheese is the junk. If you don't know, now you know. It is so delicious. It's so good. And it's an excellent source of protein. I miss the salad. They're these dishes that you get at the beginning of a meal. So when you go to a restaurant, or even when you go to somebody's home often, you will get a plate of pita and a whole bunch of other side dishes. And those side dishes will be things like hummus, which we call hummus in America, hummus, baba ganoush, which is an eggplant. It's roasted eggplant that's been mashed up, and tahina, which is another kind of sauce, is mixed in with it, and some other flavorings, seasonings, and spices. And you scoop your pita into it, and oh my gosh, it's so good. So hummus, baba ganoush, tahina, which is You gotta say it like back in your throat. I don't say it well. My Arabic is weak. Um, and the word, I believe it's an Arabic word. But tahini, you'll hear people call it here. It is ground up sesame seeds that are made into a paste. And it's a little bit bitter, but it's so good. So good. Anyway, tahina will be another side kind of item you can dip. But then you'll have chopped up cabbage salad. You'll have pickled beets, which sounds horrible, except it's not. It's like so good. So good. There's always a chopped up cucumber and tomato salad with olive oil poured on it, maybe some parsley thrown in it, salt, salt and pepper. There's another salad called tabbouleh, which is so good. It's couscous with parsley chopped up in it. There's usually like an oil and some vinegar and different flavors mixed in with it, seasonings and spices. There's just a lot of different side salads there for you to dig into along with your pita as you wait for your main meal. I miss living in the city. I was born in Queens and raised in Brooklyn. You don't know you can't hear it? I moved to Georgia when I was a teenager, so I think the accent's kind of neutralized. When I go to New York, it comes out, but generally it's not very strong. So anyway, Brooklyn in the house though. If you're from Flatbush in the house, right? I'm a city girl at heart. I love the city. So Jerusalem was my cup of tea. The rest of my family, not so much. I think Kalani could probably hang. Joshua and Eric were like, this is exhausting for my soul. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it. There were times that I was like, I gotta get out of town. I gotta just take a break and get to the countryside. But for the most part, I really enjoy the hustle and bustle of the city. So I miss being in the city. And if you are a city dweller or you love the city, then you know what I'm saying. It's just, I miss it. I miss even the annoyance of hearing the buses drive by and hearing people out in the street. Even my neighbors who would be yelling out, Shabbos. No, I don't miss them. That's a lie. I do not miss them. I also miss the international context of Jerusalem because even in cities in the States, you don't always get a very diverse feeling depending on where you are. And Jerusalem is like the international city of the world. There are people always coming to Jerusalem from all over the world for different religious reasons on pilgrimage, whether they're Jewish, Muslim, or Christian, or none of the above, and they're coming because it's such a well-known and famous place historically. So there are always tons of people from different backgrounds in Jerusalem. It's very international. And even the people who live there are international because a lot of Jews who have immigrated to Israel come from different parts of the world. And there are a lot of Arab Israelis who have left Israel and then come back, and they live in different parts of the world too. So you get this really diverse and unique context. And in the school that I worked at obviously was an international school, so there were always people from around the world. And I miss that. I do miss the reality of hearing another language around me constantly. Now, I'm in Texas, so, I do hear Spanish somewhat, but not a lot, not all the time. But when I was in Jerusalem, my brain was working. I was always hearing some other language, usually Hebrew or Arabic. Sometimes I heard Dutch, German, Korean, Swedish, Danish, Finnish. I miss the atmosphere, the openness. Texas is a more southern culture, and so people here actually are quite interactive and open and warm. And I found that is actually very much the case in Israel. And you might be thinking, what? They're not warm and nice. Israelis are some of the nicest people you will ever meet. The culture can be very brusque, very abrasive. You're like, oh, you go inside and lick your wounds. But it's kind of like the slap you around because I love you type of reality. So, you'll go on the street to the bus stop or something, and if something is happening with your kid, you might get 5 different people. People will just like ignore you, not really interact with you. If you ask them a question though, they'll give you an answer. They'll help you find someplace. And if something's happening with your kid, for instance, they will all have input. Like the men, the women, everybody will have something to say. They'll be telling you what you need to do, how you need to do it, why you need to do it. They'll start arguing with each other about how that was the wrong way, and no, this is how you do it. And then everybody goes about their business and they're feeling good and happy. So it's a warm culture in that people are kind and interactive, but it's also a bit abrasive. Like there's also a brusqueness to the culture. Then I'm talking specifically about like in the Jewish context where I lived. In Arab culture, you get this very open and embracing and warm and helpful context. Very caring, very giving. So, just overall, I really enjoyed being there. I miss the warmth. Okay, now to some of the more personal things that I miss. I miss my congregation and my people a lot, a lot. I'm about to cry. I miss the congregations that I was a part of. When we were in Jerusalem, we went to two congregations, and they're both very special to me. We went to Christ Church in the Old City. It's a historic church. If you ever go to Jerusalem, I highly recommend that you visit it. It is an Anglican church inside of Jaffa Gate. It's the oldest Protestant church in the whole Middle East, let alone in Israel. And they actually opened the door to a lot of modernization in the country, in the Middle East, really, because of what they brought in from the West. So Christ Church is a really special church. It started out as a ministry to the Jewish people back in the late 1800s. The church itself is still thriving. A lot of tourists who come through go to Sunday service there. It's always very vibrant, very interactive. It's a pretty low church as far as Anglican church goes. They wear robes, but there's not incense. There's not a whole lot of candles. The liturgy is followed every week. It's just a really warm and beautiful and embracing place. I also missed the Israeli congregation that I went to. This congregation was made up of largely of Jewish people who are believers in Jesus, and also expats like us who live there long term. And then you also have, and I'm praying to God that it increases and continues to grow, Arab people who are also Christians, believe in Jesus, and want to be a part. This congregation was so beautiful. Mm. I don't give the name of the congregation, and I don't encourage people to go visit it just because it's not easy for them being believers in Jesus. It's not easy for them culturally to live the way they live, but they do. And y'all, I love them so much. Ah, and I miss them a lot. I miss them so much. Ooh. Sorry, give me a minute. I keep thinking that I'll stop crying, but every time I try to talk about them again, I get choked up. Whew. I didn't expect to get that choked up. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep talking about them because they're like my family, y'all. Okay, so I think I got it together now. I'm not going to tell you the name of the congregation just because I really want to respect their privacy, and I know that it's odd for them when they have people coming as tourists. Kind of, it can feel like they're being observed, like like zoo, like they're in a zoo or something. But if you are ever traveling to Israel and you find that you would like to visit a congregation, or see the people who I was close with, or see this congregation and what it's about, send me a DM, send me a message, or an email. Here's my email. So send me an email and I can contact them and let them know and see how they feel about connecting. Okay, but other than that, I'm not gonna give out their information. But y'all, this congregation was really special to me. The people were my family. They were my Israeli family. They are my Israeli family. My kids were very much connected with the kids there. We love them deeply, 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 deeply. And we miss them more than I can express. They are a part of me. They're part of my heart. One of them, I was talking to one of the kids yesterday on Snapchat, and he was just like, when are you guys coming back? Like, they're expecting us to be back. you know, any day now, and I'm kind of like, oh, my heart aches here. But yeah, they are central, and I miss them very much. Ah, you guys got me. You were slick. You got me. I miss the food. I have a real soft spot for Middle Eastern food. And I don't mean specifically Jewish food, because when people think Jewish food, they often, at least in America, they think of European Jewish food, and I'm not really down with that. Like, I really like Middle Eastern Jewish food and Middle Eastern Arab food. I like a lot of flavor, a lot of spices. Hit me with that stuff. So I miss that. I miss specifically though Arabic dishes that are my favorite. I love Arabic dishes. My two favorites are mjaddara. Somebody's gonna laugh at me. It's okay. It's basically lentils with rice and seasonings, and then you put this stuff called lebani, which is basically like similar. You can put yogurt or like a white cheesy yogurtish sour creamish substance, and you mix it in there, and it's so good. My other favorite is maklube. Maklube is upside down in Arabic, and it's basically a dish that you have chicken on the bottom, and then there's like cabbage. No, then there's cauliflower and rice and pine nuts, and ooh, it's usually served on a platter that's like this big. And it's just all there, and you all just dig in with your pieces of pita and just eat it with some lebani. Y'all don't even understand what I'm trying to tell you right now. It's ridiculous how good it is. Oh, okay, so I could probably go on and on and on, but those are the things that come to mind initially and that I noted on my blingy phone that I miss about Israel. If you liked this video, please don't forget to thumbs up. Comment below. If you've been to Israel, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you missed about it. If you haven't been there, let me encourage you to go. It's a great place. You'll enjoy it. If you have questions about going, please message me. I'll be happy to answer them. If I haven't gotten to your questions so far, I'm sorry, but I will be responding to you, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, good morning. All right, so as I told you last week, it was Western Easter, and this week is Eastern Holy Week.